We really appreciate you guys all being here with us tonight. We hope this is an informative session for everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about this evening in this Stump the Stack session about two main topics. The first will be cloud and the ubiquitous term that it is. It's used for about 1 million different things, and it's part of everyone's world today in IT. So we've got some questions designed to get input from all these different partners and what they think about these specific terms. We'll start this evening with what impact has the advent of cloud had on the way each of you operate your businesses today? And secondly, the second part, how has it impacted the way your clients use and consume your products? Fair question. Who would like to start?
All right, thank you. First of all, just wanted to offer our appreciation for Scale Matrix for letting us be here today, and Chris, thank you for your support. So VMware, as many of you know, has been very fortunate at being a part of this technology industry for a long time, and virtualization in the 90s was a very important part of our infrastructure coming to cloud. So as a company, we have tried to keep ahead of the curve, and obviously having the level of responsibility of the underpinnings of cloud. We eat our own dog food, and we have most of our corporate applications on a Horizon type of service, and so we're hoping to lead the way with example.
That's great. That's one of the reasons why we've centralized so many of our services around VMware itself. So we really appreciate that.
No worries.
Anybody else in the stack? David from Dell, would you like to share your vision on cloud?
Sure, and I think hit this one. Yeah. So from Dell's perspective, it is it's related to the converged infrastructure and that infrastructure that you know Dell for, from the infrastructure in the data center, from the storage and the blades and networking, to moving it into, in addition to, and changing the way you manage your business. Are you managing it from a pure hardware level, or can you virtualize that and cloud enable what you're doing to change your business strategy from end to end? It's not just about technology, it's about the way in which you change with what your business is requiring and what your industry tries. So that same approach as Dell has taken to cloud services to move us into that next generation of what we're trying to accomplish, for sure.
I think we can all agree that technology and the way we're delivering IT services is moving faster now than we've ever seen it happen before. There were years and years would go by in the late 90s and early 2000s where you could kind of expect what each day was going to be like in the IT world. Today, you wake up every new morning and there's some new technology, a new way of doing things that makes us all kind of reevaluate how we're doing our jobs. So cloud is certainly one of the catalysts for that. Anybody else like to share their views on Darren, please?
Yeah, sure. At Intel, we're kind of unique in the sense is that we're in mostly all these products that are up here. And what Intel's really looking at is, how do we do standards around the cloud? Intel is big about, establishing standards. They've been doing that for 30-some years, and that's what we're trying to do with all of our partners is, what are the standards? If you're on one cloud, you want to move to another cloud. Not that you would ever want to, move it. You all want to move it right here. You never want to move away here.
We're not.
What are the standards? You want to make sure it's interoperable. You want to make sure the performance is there, the security, and no data is lost. So Intel is really big on that. So we have an Open Data Center Alliance that we're working on right now with end customers and technology providers to do recipes and multiple things in that sense. So beyond just our typical optimizing the platform and the CPU's performance and all that. So those are some areas that Intel's doing right now.
Okay, great. Larry from Epa.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. And again, thanks from Arbor Networks for inviting us. The question really is around cloud and how has it changed our operations. When Arbor Networks thinks about operations, we're thinking about network security. How has the cloud impacted network security? And over the years, it has drastically increased the threat profile. Arbor's best known for mitigating and stopping distributed denial of service attacks or DDoS attacks. And the ways and the manner in which those attacks can be delivered now with all the cloud infrastructure available, that's drastically expanded. So a couple things, right? How do you protect yourself if you have a cloud service? And what's the manner by which you can be attacked? But the cloud has expanded, obviously increased the opportunity, but also expanded the risk and the threat profile, and that's what we're focused on.
Yeah, please.
Yes, this is so Derek from Juniper Networks. So all these things we've been talking about, we've been talking about the chip technology, we've been talking about security, we're talking about the hosting platforms, and all of that comes together with the network infrastructure. And so at Juniper, we've always been focused on high performance, mission critical networking services. And we've seen enormous changes. For 15 years, networks were the same. Nothing ever changed. Everyone had the classic 3-tier networking model. And then what happened? Virtualization came into play, cloud services came into play, and now you had these rigid, inflexible environments. And so what Juniper has done now, and there'll be some talks on this later this afternoon, but our environment has completely changed because now the requirements in the enterprise are completely different. Now someone comes to you and they say, I want a virtualized environment turned up in 15 minutes. And then you go to your networking group, and your networking group says in about 4 months, I'll have all the network design changes done, the cabling changes done, and I'll get everything turned up for you. So it's really turned everything on its head from a networking technology perspective. So our expertise around mission-critical network environments, and now some of the things you'll hear about a little bit later tonight, around how do we make that be operationally easy for you, and how do we do things and leverage things like what Scale Matrix has done here to make it be operationally efficient. So how do we increase that time so that if someone says turn up a service in 15 minutes, you can do it?
I remember, not too many years ago, customers calling in asking for services to be delivered, and it was an okay thing to say it was going to be a day, a week, a month, depending on the complexity of the solution. Customers call today and say, hey, look, we need a number of virtual servers stood up, we need an additional augmentation of our performance storage network, and minutes and hours are now the expectation. So changing the way we deliver IT services, looking at the way we engage with customers from a technology perspective, it's the new norm. It's how we do things today.